Hello guys, today we'll be going over encapsulation, one of the four major concepts of object-oriented programming. I'm doing a series on this and hopefully you guys will find that helpful. Most of the concepts that I'll be doing will be in Java, but it should apply to other object-oriented languages as well. Alright, what is encapsulation? Encapsulation basically allows us to hide our data fields or attributes, and the only way we can access them is via methods. So it basically wraps the data or variables with the methods in a single unit, and this makes the variables hidden from other classes. These other classes cannot directly access these variables, and only the methods of that class can access them. This is also called data hiding. Let's take a look at an example we did in the previous video. Over here, we have these attributes: is married, age, username, and password. These attributes over here, we can see we're setting it directly to false and the age to 25. And over here, we're accessing it directly as well. We shouldn't really do this. We should always encapsulate these data fields. Let's see how we can do this. The first step would be to make these fields or these attributes private. So let's do that. And we are seeing problems already. I'm going to explain why it's happening. So the private keyword here, what it means is that only this Facebook account class can access these attributes. No other classes can access it, which is why we're seeing these problems. So if I go to main here, we're seeing this red, and we're not able to access these attributes anymore because it's private. So over here, we're hiding our data fields or attributes. And the way we can set these attributes or variables and also the way we can access them is via getters and setters. Let's create getters and setter for these attributes. The way we can do that is we're going to have to head over to our Facebook account class. And in IntelliJ, we have this very nice functionality where it's going to auto-generate for us. And to do that, we right-click, we click on Generate, and we select Getter and Setter. And for now, let's just select all of them. So we got our getter for our username, and we got our setter for username. And same thing for password, age, and married. Let's see how we can use these getters and setters. We're going to head over to main class. Now, we have this object Facebook, FB. We're going to replace, instead of setting it directly, we're going to set it via the setter method of the is married. So we have to set married. We can set it to false. And we can do the same thing for age. Instead of setting it directly, we have set age. We can set it to 25. Let's replace this. Now we're going to access these variables. So we're going to call up the getters method. And we can do get age. We can replace this with get username, get password, and same thing for get married. And let's do the same thing for this object as well. So we can do set married to true. All right, so we have our getters and setters. So let's run this. There you go. So what's the benefit of this, or why do we do this? Well, since you're hiding these data fields, username, password, age, and married, we cannot directly access these attributes anymore. We can only access them via these getters and setters. And this allows us to make the class attributes to be read or write only. For example, right now, all of these attributes are both read and write capable. We can write a new password and username. Let's say for the second object, user2, we want to overwrite the username and password. We can do that. So we can access a setter method by set password, set username, let's do, and we can change it to, I don't know, Mike. And we can overwrite the password as well by accessing the setter method of password. So set password, and let's change it to maybe, let's say Java. And if we run this, you can see for the second object, the password was overwritten to Java and the username as well to Mike. Even though we set John here and password there, we overwrote both of them by accessing the setter method. Let's say we want to make username and password to be read only, meaning we cannot write them anymore. We can do that by removing the setter method for username. So we can remove this. And we can remove the setter for password. So now username and password will be read only. We cannot overwrite them. So we can delete this. We don't have access to set username anymore. So if you do set, we can only set age and married. That's it. We cannot set the username anymore, and nor the password. So we can remove this. And if you run this, we can get back our old values. There you go. So password and the username John as well. So this is pretty much what encapsulation is. It's a very easy concept of object-oriented programming. Even though the name makes it sound complicated, all we're doing is pretty much blocking direct access to these attributes or variables. We can only access them via these getters and these setters. And this allows us to make these attributes to be read or write only. To recap, the first step to encapsulation is to make the class attributes private and having getters for being able to read these attributes and setters for being able to set these attributes or being able to write to these attributes. Almost always, this is how getters and setters look like. Now, if a class has lots of attributes, we can have lots of these getters and setters. But luckily, there's a Java library called Lombok that automatically creates these getters and setters for us with one line of code. I will have a separate video on that when we do a larger project. Hopefully this helped you guys get a better understanding of encapsulation. I tried my best explaining it, and if it did help you guys out, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.